going on, everyone? This is John G, aka Mr. Go In. And you know, usually we talk about fitness, nutrition, something like that, but you know, being a single guy, sometimes some crazy stuff happens, right? And you know, this one was so crazy, like I just gotta share. Like I gotta tell you guys what's going on. So let's just jump right into it. It's kind of a long story, but it's good. You gotta stay with me. So let me set it up for you. Let me set this up. So I go to 3 different gyms, right? And it's mostly just because I like the equipment at certain gyms and I try to hit that on certain days. So I may not go to a gym for like a week or a week and a half just because I need to do that 1 or 2 exercises on that day. And when I'm working out, you know, I'm focused. Like I'm there for a reason. I'm trying to get it in. But if somebody's like, you know, trying to talk to me, I'll take the headphones off. I'm not gonna be a jerk about it. So I was at this one gym that I go to maybe once a week, once every other week, and I'm finishing up. I'm just, you know, sitting on the common area, you know, do abs, and I'm literally finished. I'm just waiting for the, you know, the burning sensation to stop, you know, on the abs. So I'm sitting on the floor. So then this girl comes and sits like right beside me. You know, I smile, she smiles back and says hi. So I say hi, and then she starts talking. So, you know, I got my headphones on, so I'm not hearing what she's saying. So I take the headphones off to hear what she's saying. So we start talking. Okay, first impression.
Oh, man.
She's pretty good looking. Yeah, she's attractive. She seems nice, normal, you know, pleasant. And, you know, she's a talker. So you can tell with, you know, how she's talking, the speed at which she's talking, she's a talker. And she's also flirting with me though. So how do I know she's flirting? Couple things. So for one, she's laughing at all my jokes like I'm Dave Chappelle in this Def Comedy Jam. And I'm really not that funny. And then for 2, you know, every time she's talking, she's, you know, kind of hitting my arm or touching my hand or something like that. As somebody who has a love language of like physical touch, which I do, you know, you pick up on those things. I see that. And then for 3, as I'm talking, she's looking at me like she's just giving me this like this look. It's very like interested look. Hard to describe, but you know it if you see it. You know, something about what the pupils do or something when people are interested. I don't know, but you know it when you see it, and it just looks like an interested look. So anyway, we start talking about salsa dancing, and then she mentions like, oh my gosh, I love dancing. And I'm like, oh really? And then she gives me like this look. So I'm like, hey, you know, we should go out, we should go dancing. So she's like, oh yeah, that would be great. And so, you know, exchange numbers, make plans to go, you know, later towards the weekend. So now during the week, communication has changed a little bit, you know, so we're texting a little bit. But what I'm noticing is her texts are kind of short, and they don't seem as flirty as what I got, you know, like in person at the gym. They still seem kind of flirty, you know, but the messages are a little shorter, and for somebody who's a talker, I thought that seemed a little bit off. But, you know, I know some people just don't like texting, so try not to read too much into it. Don't overanalyze everything. All right, so fast forward to that night, right? So get to the salsa spot, you know, it's packed, there's a lot of people there, good music, all that. So I don't see her there, but you know, I'm not worried. I'm there a little bit early. So I sent her a text and I'm like, hey, you know, it's pretty packed. I'm wearing blah, blah, blah. Just, you know, text me when you get to the front, you know, I'll come up there and meet you. So I'm just waiting to kind of listen to the music, kind of waiting to get a response, but you know, I don't get a response back yet. And, you know, it's not like I'm checking the phone because, you know, I got the Apple Watch, so it lets me know if somebody's texting. But then I'm like, well, let me just check the phone and make sure, you know, I'm getting good signal in here. Yeah, the phone's fine. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm waiting, but when the music starts playing, it's like something gets a hold of you, you want to just dance. But when you salsa dance and you really get into it, you can, you know, start sweating, and I don't want to be all kind of sloppy looking, and she shows up and I'm like, hey, you know, so anyway, I'm like, I'm gonna wait. Still, so I'm waiting, still no response, and I'm like, all right, forget it. I want to dance. Like I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the music. I'm enjoying the atmosphere. The only thing that's missing is the actual dancing. So I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna get my salsa fix on. If I'm done getting my fix, she still hasn't arrived, I'm out. So I start dancing. I have a, you know, great time. She didn't come, so I'm out. So then the next day I get a text from her, right? Hey you. Don't you love the hey you? The girls with the hey you. Hey you. Sorry I had to cancel. Something came up. So if you know me, like, I'm not a confrontational person. I'm not at all. But I'm not gonna let you get by with something. I'm just not gonna let that slide. I'm not. So I respond like, hey, understand things happen, life happens, but you didn't cancel, you just didn't show up. Then she responds, well, like I said, something came up. So this is the problem with text messages. They can be interpreted a lot of different ways, and me, I interpreted that as, you got attitude. Like I said, I can read, I know what you said the last time, so that to me, maybe she didn't mean it like that, maybe it was just whatever. I interpret it as, you got attitude. And you know, you're not really apologetic, not contrite, you got attitude. And you're the one in the wrong, in my opinion. So you giving me attitude, what do you think I did? Nothing. I didn't respond because I don't deal with the whole attitude stuff deal. You know, keep that attitude to yourself. Like, I'm over here, good vibes, positive vibes. You keep that over there. So fast forward to, you know, 2-3 months. You know, I don't see her again because I don't go to that gym very often. I kind of totally forgot about the situation. Then one day I'm leaving that gym and look who's coming in. It's her. And she's smiling. She comes right up to me and starts talking like we're best friends. Like, best friends. So I'm holding the conversation. I'm cordial. I'm not being a jerk. I'm not mean or nothing like that. And so since I'm leaving the gym, I'm drinking my protein shake. And so we're talking about like protein shakes. And so I start telling her about this, you know, crazy concoction of a protein shake that I used to make. And then she says, oh my gosh, my husband does that.
What the fuck?
Like, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Like, I was literally in shock. So now I'm thinking, I'm like, oh crap. Did she have a ring on when I first met her? And I'm like thinking back and I'm like, no, I don't believe she did. And I'm like, okay, well, does she have a ring on now? And so I'm looking, no, she doesn't have a ring on now. And so I'm like, well, maybe she's got one of those tattoo rings. You know, that's, you know, kind of the thing or something. I don't know. Maybe she got like a tattoo ring. And so, you know, I'm trying to look to see if she's got a ring, but like I said, she's a talker, so, you know, hands are freaking flying everywhere, and so I'm looking all around, looking crazy, trying to find her hand to see if I can get a glimpse to see if she's got a ring, and I'm like, no, she doesn't have a tattoo ring. So the whole time she's talking and I'm listening, but I'm zoned out, like I'm in a whole nother world thinking, like, what the heck just happened? So then I was like,
Oh shit. I have to go.
that's pretty much the end of the story. You know, I never asked if she was married when I first met her, and I never asked even if she had a boyfriend. I did assume, so maybe that was my bad for assuming, but I thought since she kind of came up to me and kind of initiated, even though I asked her out, I kind of felt like she was the one that was kind of showing me her interest first, and I figured maybe you're not gonna do that if you're not available. Put yourself in my shoes. Comment below. What do you think of this situation? Like, what would you have done differently? You know, was I in the wrong? She in the wrong? I feel like there's still a lot of unanswered questions. So next time I see her, I'm probably just gonna just ask her and just be like straight up and be like, yo, you know, did I totally misinterpret things? I'm gonna try to figure this one out. So I'll probably see her again because I'm going to that gym a little bit more often now that I'm on prep. So be sure to subscribe so that you can hear the conclusion to this story, because that's the end, but it's not the end yet. We're gonna figure this one out. So be sure to like it if you stuck with me all the way to the end. All right, till next time.